Hey everybody, it's Kenny K here, and today we're going back to 1991. Uh, the Boneyard, a horror movie, gets a 5.6 on IMDb. I'm giving it a 5. It's good. It's a fun watch, directed by a guy named James Cummings. He also wrote the movie. It's not an Oscar piece, right? Okay, but before I start, if you want to subscribe, please do. It's free. Like, comment, whatever. Now, the actors I really don't know these actors. You got one of the main players is Ed Nelson. He plays Lieutenant Jersey. Then you have a woman named Deborah Rose, who plays a psychic Ellie. And then you have this actress that's, I think maybe was famous in the 50s, 60s, called Phyllis Diller. And she plays the desk assistant of a coroner, the midnight shift. She always does the midnight shift, and yeah, her name is Miss Pooping Platz. I mean, this woman. You got a few weird characters in this movie. You've got a detective Mullen, that's Lieutenant Jersey's partner. He's like he's like this nitwit who becomes sort of the hero at the end, but I didn't buy him. And then you've got this corner called Shepherd, and he's like this hippie corner, this old dude with a long hippie tail and these, this hippie sunglasses that are like brownish. Now, what's the Boneyard about? Okay, it's basically a zombie movie. So there's this corner that this Asian dude, this Japanese dude owns, but is always was always given through, by father to son to son to son, and but the guy that owns it, his father, was like a witch doctor or something, and he did sort of a curse and killed kids. I mean, it does go morbid. The story's kind of morbid, and he says something in Japanese because he goes to the authorities that he can't handle it anymore. He eventually commits suicide at some point. He says something in Japanese that means the undead. But you've got this exposition for like 35, 40 minutes. It starts off weird. You got these two guys, then okay, these are cops and they're calling somebody and they don't pick up, and they go to a house and they just get in the house without even when nobody's answering, so you've got already trespassing. And then so you got this cop, and that's Detective Mullins that I said. He was the actor. I've no, he was in Space Invaders, but okay, I've never seen that movie. That guy goes upstairs, and I swear to God, he was wearing like a wig. In my opinion, he had that straw like, I mean, hair like hay bale hair, like, yeah, it was weird, like a wig. He was here wearing a fucking wig. Guy goes upstairs, and is going to the bedroom of this said person who is living there, and you see this curled up blanket, and then he's looking at these pictures, and then the blanket rises up, somebody's underneath the blanket, and he gets pillow whipped. He's taking his gun, he's getting pillow whipped, his gun flies away, pillow whip, pillow whip, pillow whipped off the stairs. And then Shepard, the lieutenant, comes to help him, and then they see somebody in a dark. It's dark. You see somebody standing there like a giant, like a ghoulish giant, and then comes downstairs and is a big. I mean, nothing against obese people, but is this obese woman that looks like a guy almost, with these stumpy legs. Why can nobody sleep in peace anymore? And then and now apparently this lady is a psychic, and the police, there are police stations that, I mean, that's true that some police stations actually use psychics to solve crimes, right? And this lieutenant apparently used this woman called Ellie, that's Deborah Rose, for multiple. I've never seen this woman acting for multiple cases to solve multiple cases. Apparently, there are kids found, four dead kids, and they were kept alive, feeding body parts, and then killed and buried. And they found them, and they found four, but there are probably more. And the lieutenant hit a brick wall. He can't find it, and she doesn't want to do it anymore because it's too hard for her. But then at some point, she has an epiphany, and she wants to help. And they go to the coroner's office because they see then the video of the Japanese guy, who's basically saying all this shit about the undead. They go to the coroner's office and they meet Mrs. Poopinplatz. I mean, you got all these weird characters. This woman looks like a witch. She has this head like she's bald here, and then a few hair like sticking out. It's like uh, the Maggie Simpson haircut, but then like, it's weird. It's weird. She looks like a witch, and she has this little poodle. Everybody's like scared of because she sicks him on them. She always does the night shift, and she's the only one who wants to do it, so they don't want to get rid of her. And then you've got, like I said, you got this hippie corner working the night shift. So they're working on these kids. Now, to make it short, these kids become zombies. Okay, these four kids become little mutant-like zombies, and they look kind of creepy. And they start eating. Okay, you got gore. They eat the other corners. They ripping their guts out and all that shit. The typical zombie gore. And so okay, they go in and they want to help the rest, and now of course they get stuck at the elevator. The elevator gets stuck. There's no stairs apparently, and apparently these four zombies are running rampant. You can't kill them with a bullet through the head. You have to kill them by blowing a hole in their bodies. Basically, that's basically how you kill them. Now, these actors are so this not okay. So this Allie woman, this psychic woman, at some point she has to run away from this zombie child, and she's like and sweating like a pig when she's running away. I mean, she's obviously not capable of doing heavy physical shit. You know what I mean? She can't do that. And then she's like, there's a moment even she has to crawl down. Everybody can to get to the roof down a hole. Everybody can get through it except her. She's like, she's standing there. I mean, it's almost they made fun of her. You know what I mean? Because of her weight problem, and that's so actually sad in a way. But it's kind of funny. Sorry to say this. I don't want to laugh at people who are a little bit more obese or whatever, but it's just what they're doing with her. Like she's running, but like I said, she's super. I mean, yeah, and she has these stumpy legs. It's not in proportion. And then at some point, because these zombies are not typical zombies. If you get bitten, you don't become a zombie. And Mrs. Poepenplaats eventually gets to that floor by using the freight elevator. She has like this skeleton key, and she wants to. She doesn't know about the zombies, and she gets attacked by this child zombie, and uh, the zombies can infect you by puking goo in your mouth, and she gets puked in the mouth. We don't know that yet because there's a moment when she turns into this thing that you would that you would see in a B variant of the thing from John Carpenter. That would be a thing in there. If you know the thing and you know the character Norris, I mean, it's a little spoiler. He's the thing, and he's this thing with a long neck, and at the end, its head is on. Well, it's kind of the same deal, but it's this hokey creature that looks super fake, but it's fun. It's still practical, but it's fun. It's a fun movie, you know. It's not creepy. It's not. I mean, it's a horror movie, fantasy horror movie. But I mean, at some point, Mrs. Poepenplaats, her fucking poodle, is drinking some goo, is eating some goo, and that poodle becomes a zombie, like a giant poodle zombie creature or whatever. And they have to kill it. Okay. Now, the reasoning behind this is all wrong because okay, there's this woman, Dana, I think her name is, who committed suicide by putting a electronic in her bathtub, and so she's dead, and the coroner is starting to cut her, and she's alive, but she's not transforming into this creepy thing like pooping plats or the poodle or these little kids. No, she's a human back again. She doesn't need human flesh. There's even this love romance thing going on with Detective Mullen, and it's that's really bad acting. That guy can't act with the I think literally had a straw hairdo. he they okay they find this evidence locker. Apparently, these bodies come with weaponry, like pipe bombs and shit. And there's also a machine gun. I can maybe put that machine gun, a picture of that. I know that kind of machine gun, but it's like made into a futuristic Star Wars gun. It's the one with the clip on the side, but it have like you hold like that, but it has this scope on it, and then on the the, the on the barrel it has like this twirly thing around it. It looks like straight from a sci-fi movie, a laser gun, but it's a machine gun, and it's so strong that the detective Mullen, is like firing it like the impact is too big. It's like a 50 caliber machine gun or something. I mean, it's like this. I don't know. I think it's a 9 millimeter machine gun in real time. And at some point, he fires it at this. He kills like two zombie kids with it. He's blowing it in smithereens. I mean, the impact that this thing has apparently is super strong. It's a super machine gun. uh, and I mean, and then and then this zombie lady basically who doesn't become a creepy thing is then okay, and then apparently the okay, and the ending is that uh, the creature, the zombie creature of Miss Poopenplatz becomes this fucking weird thing, and she kills like the guy who brings in the bodies, this black guy who doesn't know what's going on because he has this headphone on and he's there singing dooba bop dooba bop bop dooba bop and he gets hit by the thing with his head, and he has his skull is opened, and then also the hippie corner gets fucked up, and then she kills like two people and hurts Lieutenant Shepard in a bad way, but they kill her. Oh, what was the way they kill her? I think they electrify her. Yeah. And then the giant poodle comes, and then you think, oh my fucking lord, you did it. Because all the kids are dead at some point, the zombie kids. And they, like I said, they look creepy. They look fucking creepy. But these. And they were like crying and shit, like, ooh, mommy, mommy. But then you see that it's a fucked up zombie. It's luring that person to it. And yeah, that's creepy. And they're fast and they're crawling through vents and things. But they're kind of they kill them pretty fast. It's mostly the pooping plats zombie thing, and then the poodle thing. That's the biggest threat. Now, like I said, so at some point everybody's escaping to the roof. That Detective Mullen, that zombie woman. I mean, who's not a zombie, who's just back to life. So it doesn't really compute with the whole shtick that you become a zombie, but in her case you don't. Which okay, that doesn't right. And everybody who dies there becomes a zombie. But that's also not true, because then the hippie corner would come back, or all the people that are killed would come back. No, because there's a certain curse at that. There's a curse basically. That's the thing. The curse revives the dead, and that's what that Japanese corner, the son of his dad, who was like this wizard, witch doctor or whatever, that basically killed kids, and then you know what I mean, and parents who lost their kids, and they hope to get it back, but it had a reverse effect, and they become these fucked up creatures, these zombies, because they eat like human flesh, so they're zombies, right? And they look like sludgy zombies, but they look like zombies, kinda. So mutant zombies, maybe, yeah. But then, okay, they're all crawling. Like I said, Allie, the psychic, can't get through. She's like, and she's like, okay, you go there. I'll do this. And she's finding the poodle thing. She's like, ugh, oh. When she flies away, she's like rolling. I mean, she's like rolling like a ball. And but she took one of those pipe bombs and puts it on, and she's like, come on, come on, come on, doggy, come on. And she throws it away, and like a dog taking a stick, the poodle has it in his mouth, and it blows up. She flies away, and she's still alive. And then she crawls to that. She crawls to that hole because it's now bigger because of the explosion. It's like, I'm still alive. I mean, this movie. I mean, it's a fun movie. You know, it's not Oscar worthy. It's cheesy. It's hokey. The acting isn't. You know, the only one that I thought was kind of that acted somewhat somewhat okay was the Ed Nelson guy who's playing Lieutenant Jersey, and yeah, Mrs. Pooping Plants. She came off like this witch, this horrible person, but I hated that Detective Mullen guy. He was so irritating, and he becomes this hero, and he's oh fucking hell, and this lady that comes back to life, and then this lover, he's like, oh, he's saying you can become normal, you can have a happy life. She's like, really? Okay, and actually, she thought at some point she's gonna do like this, but she doesn't because she has these weird cheekbones and made it like look. It looks brownish, so she looks like an undead person, but it isn't. It's just her cheekbones. What the fuck? Weird people casted for this movie that have to do like Allie, like the person who weighs the most to has to do the most. She's doing the most physical things in the movie. She has to run like hell, but she can't. She's almost dead at 10 feet, running 10 feet. I mean, she's fighting with these things. She's wrestling with these things, and then fighting with the poodle zombie. Oh, but it's like this cheesy movie. It still has that '80s charm in there a little bit. It's 1991, so the influence of the '80s is still in there. It's not young people, so it's an old. They're all old people. Like Lieutenant Jersey's an old guy. Allie, the psychic, is an old. The shepherd, the coroner, is old. Miss Pubenplatz is old. The only ones that are like in their 30s is that Detective Mullen and yeah, the woman who comes back to life. That are probably they're all. So it's nice to see like this older cast, in, except always seeing younger people or pretending to be young and they're actually 40 years old. You know what I mean? You've probably seen slashers or something like that, and they're, yeah, I'm a high school student, and he's like, he looks like he's like 35 or 39 even, almost 40, pretending to be a high school student, and that's so cringeworthy at times. Oh my god. Splatter High, that's the movie, the slasher movie with these students. I mean, they're like, I'm this guy, he's like 40, no, at least in his and late 30s, and he's like, I'm, I'm a cool dude. Oh, I drink beer. Oh, I mean, oh, cringeworthy. I hate that when they do that. At least take like somebody's 20 years old or something. That's a little believable. Nowadays they use actors that are kind of the age or almost the age. You know what I mean? They realize that younger people can act. Although I'm not into I do not like horror movies these days, to be honest. I'm still saying that the 70s, the 80s, and partially the 90s had the best horror movies of all time. Maybe the early 2000s, but then after a few years in that time period, the movies went, and sometimes you had like something a little going up, one good one gem, and then again, and it goes down. And that's why I don't like to see those recent movies. I don't like to review them because I hate them. Yeah, but You know, I try to keep it a little bit diverse these days. But this movie, I mean, okay. Concluding this review, is it a fun movie? Yes. Is it a is it a B movie? 110% yes. Is it shitty acting? For 85% yes. But it's this bad. It's so bad. It's fun acting, you know, and the special effects, especially on the Miss Poopenplatz thing and the poodle thing. Okay, the poodle thing was a little bit over the top, but the Miss Poopenplatz thing was hokey but fun. I'll put a picture here that you can see it, and it's. I'll put a picture early on in the video. You can see the Miss Poopenplatz thing, and I'll put the North thing aside so you can see some kind of a resemblance in there. um, but yeah, so it's a fun time. It's a fun watch. It's a one-time watch for me. So I'm giving it a 5. I'm being generous, but it gets a 5.6 on IMDb, so they're generous. Um, it gets good reviews, so there you go. It's apparently a cult hit. So the Boneyard from 1991. Check it out. Die.